What's inflation now? 6.1%? That's the average for 2022. How about this? 6.5% right now. Now, have you ever had this question? What can I do with my money to beat inflation? This totally sounds like a question from an advertisement, because somebody trying to sell you an options trading course will tell you, hey, options trading is the secret to beating inflation. Someone trying to sell you properties will be telling you that properties are the solution. Well, that really depends. Someone trying to sell you UK property course would be telling you UK properties are the solution to beat inflation. By the way, UK home prices are facing the longest slump since 2008. Follow me today. I'll explain for you. Your mind might get blown away as to how simple things are, and also explain to you, if you choose to put your monies in fixed deposits, you are doomed in this fight against inflation. If you're curious, continue watching on. Hi guys, welcome back. Without further ado, let's get started. These days fixed deposits are 4% or even 4+%. And when I say doom, don't take it too hard. I'm just trying to really strike home the point as to this is a wrong method of building wealth. In any case, I've already suggested before a 3.95% plan that lasts for 3 years. Of course, this has been fully sold off. And if you really need risk-free assets because you really dislike volatility, but give me a chance. 4%, if you look on the surface, it looks pretty good. Risk-free, correct, for fixed deposits. And let's compare that against everybody's favorite Singapore stock. I did this poll on my Telegram channel. Just in case you like join channel, look for links below. And from this poll, it's quite obvious that DBS is highly regarded by many in the investing community. So if you pull out DBS's matrix, you realize that DBS has a sumptuous yield right now, correct? Look at that number below, dividend yield. But you may be thinking, this number, why would I buy DBS share for such a yield? I might as well buy fixed deposits, correct? Or T-bills. My question today is, really? Fixed deposits will never give you that kind of return. Wait, what are we talking about? Look carefully again at that number. Are we both seeing the right number or not? 9.6% yield, correct? What were we looking at? 4.03% just now? Now that's the difference. What you saw previously is today's yield. What I'm flashing out right now is quite possibly 10 years later yield if you buy today. Here's why. Let's go back together 10 years ago when DBS was just a $15 per share stock. 1st of February 2013, DBS was flat for a few years. And at that point of time, it was paying a dividend of 56 cents. Surprise, surprise. If you use 56 cents over $15, you realize that the yield is pretty similar to what you get right now. That dividend yield will be 3.73%. And back at the point of time in February 2013, you bought the DBS share with $15. Right now, today, that same DBS share is producing a dividend of $1.44 per share. If we were to not focus on the present, but focus on 10 years ahead, if you use $1.44 over $15, you realize your dividend yield from your purchasing price is indeed 9.6%. Now, don't be mistaken. The journey for owning a particular share is never smooth. Share price could drop, I understand that. When you're buying DBS share today, in any case, this is not a stock recommendation. If you were to buy today, there will very likely be a point of time whereby the share price is lower than what you have bought. Take note again, in 2016, DBS share price had dropped by 14% from the purchasing price in February 2013. Not just that, the dividend that it was actually producing back in 2016 actually dropped. DBS declared only 30 cents per share in 2016, and that gives a yield of only 2%. So the journey, dividends could be cut. Share price could be 14% lower than what you have bought today. In a short time frame, there will be periods whereby your investment would definitely look bad. Keep that in mind and be brave in investing, because DBS has actually shown an ability to grow dividends along the years. The curious thing is DBS is not the only share that can do that. I've covered previously in a series, Best 20 Stocks to Own for 20 Years. Many of them there have shown a dividend increment for more than 20 years. Check out that whole series. I think it will also blow your mind. And as always, if you have learned something already, you like this content, smash the like button for us so that we can reach a bigger audience together. And as always, share this with someone who's really thinking about this question. Should they invest or buy the fixed deposit at 4%? But it highlights a few things that I'd like to go through with you. If you buy a fixed deposit right now, you are doomed against inflation. You'll be stuck with 4% for 1 year. And then the next rate in 2024, for example, may drop even. Fixed deposits are never an instrument to beat inflation. On the other hand, if you own a share and the dividend of that share can grow, you will realize that there's a possibility 10 years later, the dividend yield that you get on your purchasing price could be 9.6%, and it could even get bigger if you extrapolate this even more. Inflation may scare fixed depositors, but my message to inflation is, you can try to stop me, but I'm on a different game, yeah. Born to fall, yeah, I'm the game. Okay, that's bad. I need to practice more first before I sing. I thought I could deliver some entertainment, but leave in the comment sections where I can improve on, or if you've heard of this particular song before. I actually like the performance a lot. I thought suits the whole theme of things. Now, but let's get back to the point. There's another thing that you also need to realize. If you were to buy a stock like DBS 10 years ago versus buying a fixed deposit back then, you realize that in fixed deposits, there are no capital gains. You put your investment there, it comes back with capital and just a bit of interest. 15,000 deposit at the end of 1 year. It returns you with 4%, 15,600. And just in case the second year, the fixed deposit rate drops to 2.5% only. After yet another year, your capital comes back now with $390 only. But still, the capital is $15,000. Is that the way to build wealth? But if you own DBS shares 10 years ago in February 2013, today you'll be sitting with a $20,000 gain. To be exact, $20,590 if you own 1,000 DBS shares. And along the way, you'll be collecting dividends. From 2018 onwards, it's more than $1,000 if you own 1,000 of DBS shares. You can even choose to reinvest these dividends, and this leads to the power of compounding, which I'll touch on in a future tutorial, so do smash or subscribe for it. So the secret is out. No need for more advertisements to teach you. The secret to beating inflation are assets. Not any assets, because bonds are also assets, correct? Assets that can produce you growing returns. It can be real estate, it can be stocks, but it's still assets that can produce you growing returns. So simple, correct? So as always, share this with someone who should hear it. There's no need for fancy causes, there's no need for fancy investments. Assets that can produce you growing returns over time, and DBS is just one of many. There are also examples in Singapore REITs. You can actually see from Mapletree Industrial Trust, you can actually see from Fraser Sedable Trust. These are some names I've actually covered during the JOSH TAN Finance Summit. There are tips within, and if you are keen to learn, purchase this recorded version. I'll leave links below also so that you can follow on with it. So learn investing, play that game, and you'll never worry about inflation. And since you start with me to here, I have this interesting tutorial for you. I've actually shared why looking for 20% return is a fool's game. You need to grow it with time. So don't ever look for these kind of fancy ideas when you try to think about beating inflation. Hopefully I've shared a great message, and as always, thank you for staying right to the end. I wish you all the best, take care, and goodbye.